Alright then, let's get to a 7DRL entry that's got a little bit of meat on its bones. I'll note that since I wasn't basically as prolific about reviewing this time around, there's quite a few entries that basically are all, fairly top tier. A couple of which needed to be downloaded. Darren Gray. I probably don't need to basically tell people that this guy's done 7DRLs before. I probably don't need to tell you guys that he's basically the host of the 7DRLs here. But let's get to it then, shall we? Wait for it, Time to Die, Trapped Heart, Fire Tale, 2019, 2018. Not sure if this is basically one right there. Fire Tale's basically from long before, we got it on Ixdiod, 7DRL entries. Darren's got a few of these, entries under his belt. So, sort of throw it out there. Alright, so. You have been cast into the Zindan of Isordor, doomed to forget and be forgotten. But there is something you seek, and far above you, a sliver of sky is still shining down. Can you beat the obstacles and climb all the way back to the open sky? And what use will you find for Whisper, the strange shadow that lurks by your feet? A Sliver of Sky is a turn-based roguelike where enemies can only be defeated by stunning them, grabbing them, and throwing them down a deep chasm at the center of each level. You must move and position yourself carefully to defeat enemies and avoid getting thrown down the chasm yourself. You can also switch control to the shadow who follows you, aids you by weakening enemies, and comments your progress. Though the game progression always success on death, some elements of the story are told across multiple runs. So I'll note that basically Darren's pretty good about making puzzle style roguelikes, or ones that sort of are off the beaten path of traditional roguelikes, shall we say. Now I will note that I actually downloaded his downloadable here because obviously that's basically all there is. And it looks like it's been updated since the jam first began in March. So let's see what it's basically got for us. Ooh, read me. Well, obviously this is a copy README from wait for it as an other 7DRL here. Alright, so let's just go through it then, shall we? Question mark for help, QWEASD, because it basically uses hex grid, Darren does. Space to wait to turn, tap to switch control to whisper. Mouse left click over all moves, and mouse click on stealth to wait a turn. Mouse over UI and enemies to see tooltips and descriptions, so probably don't need to use keys at all. Ooh, he's using the T engine from Dark God. Interesting. Alright, well, let's just see how it basically goes here. T-Engine, let's go. That's the nice thing about the T-Engine, is that you can automatically do so much customization for it. Alright, new game. Falling into darkness. The dark hole rises before you, filling your vision. As you are cast forward, you think only of one name, the one you seek. You must find her. This will be the only run you enter this. Choose wisely. Well, I am DFuxa. That's what I choose. You fall down, down, down into the dark. Above, a sliver of sky disappears in nothingness. All is black. A strange shadow flits at the edge of your vision. Hey, you okay? You took a knock to your head. Do you remember your name? My name is... Your head hurts, but through the pain, you can at least recall one thing, your name. Well, I guess we're entering it again. Huh? I think I knew what DFuxa once, but everyone I knew is dead. Are you here to die too? I'm looking for someone. What? You're looking for someone here? Who? I don't remember. You don't remember? Wow, you really must hit your head hard. Don't worry, this place is all about forgetting. Come here to forget and to be forgotten. The world's forgotten you already. You're able to move, so basically QWESD or numpad to move, space to skip a turn, all the good stuff. So you can basically press this to see, what's going on. He's got this basically done here, right? So that's good to see. Alright, so enemies will try and attack you and drain your stamina. The yellow bar with your character. If you're hit with 0 stamina, you will be knocked out and thrown back down the uplet. Bump into enemies to reduce their stamina and hit them with 0 stamina to knock them out. As this is a roguelike, defeat is the end of the game. There's no restoring saves. When you start the game, you will be completely regenerated, though some story elements will carry over. Stamina will only be recovered if you level up. Step into the light space once per level, or if you're sent to another level. This means healing is very rare. Try not to take damage at all if you can. So stamina is a very finite resource. Good to know. We'll go through this other stuff in a little bit, I guess, but let's see how it goes. You stare up at the light. It seems so far, yet you feel the urge to reach toward it. You lift up your head in hope. So yeah, you can step into light space once per level. Good to know. Where are you going? You want to climb out of the Zindan? Foolish. That's what everyone tries, until they fall down so many times they learn to stop trying. Maybe I'll follow and watch you fall too. Climb the stairs. Watch out. You're not alone down here. The other prisoners aren't all as friendly as me. Try and knock them out before they knock out you, and definitely don't let them push you down the hole. If you're feeling scared, I could help, I guess, but I'm just a shadow. There's not much I can do. Enemies will try to attack you and drain your stamina, the yellow bar beneath your character. If you are hit with 0 stamina, you will be knocked out and thrown down to Zindan. You only recover stamina when leveling up, step into light once per level, or go up to the next level. Try not to get hit at all if you want to survive. Bump into enemies to reduce their stamina and hit them with 0 stamina to knock them out. Knocked out enemies can be pushed around, grabbed, dragged, and thrown, but may recover after a few moves. Switch to Whisper, default key tab to use the shadow support. Time will pause when using Whisper. Enemy hit by Whisper will have their stamina drained. Warning, this game is hard and every move matters. Play your turns carefully and make full use of Whispers. You will die and die often. You got them down, but they'll be back again soon enough. Run away if you want. See how long you last. If you really want to be rid of them, there's a deep hole right over there. Knocked out enemies will recover after a few turns. Mouse over to see how long it is. They can be pushed back if you bump into them. Alternatively, grab them with the rest key. Default spacer 5. While enemies grab, they can be moved in free directions toward them, or move in free directions away from them. Enemies pushed or thrown into a chasm will not bother you any further. He's knocked out for free. So down he goes. A skittish prisoner. The Hulk figure seems on edge, eyes darting toward the shadows. They back away slightly from you, but you sense a lurking hunger ready to rise to violence. A basic enemy that will retreat if approached, but attack if it sees an advantage, can move faster than normal. A thug. You can see greed in their eye. To them, you seem as an easy target. Cheap pickings for whatever value you can be found in this Duxman hole. Basically, enemy with 1 stamina. Stamina must be tripped before they get knocked out. So he's got knocked out. Looking up at the distant sky reminds you of the life back in the world above. Light clouds flit across the beaming sun, making a dancing pattern over the green grass. The children run and jump between them, laughing and playing together. You stare, turn fists entranced. The air seems to buzz and glow all around you. You never want this moment to end. Your mind buys stirring response to the memories. You feel like you could recover something of your old self. So you get 1 attack damage, speed, move faster, grip, throw distance, vigor, max stamina, or shadow. 1 shadow stamina per Whisper. Let's get attacked. Don't stare at the light. The light is treacherous. It's much safer in the dark. You can find a quiet corner to sink into, invisible to the world. You can retreat back and just forget everything, just forget it all. Crazed prisoner. All vegetables of sanity have fled this wreck. Its mind is snapped and attacks the very shadows that surround it. Come too close and it will surely come for you. Okay, so you just have to press like space once and it can like, you know, grab it that way. Okay. I've got used to the throw mechanics, they're kind of difficult to use, but whatever. I think while they haven't grabbed, they can't actually, like, you know, do anything. The enemies, so that's good to know. Okay, that's our way out. And I just had a lure error, so... Your unconscious body is dragged to the edge of the chasm. You wake just in time to see yourself flung over the edge. You fall down, down, down into the dark, and above, a sliver of sky disappears in nothingness. All is black. Try again. So, there be errors. You fall down, down, down into the dark. Above, a sliver of sky disappears into nothingness. DFuxa, wasn't it? You were looking for something, but now you're back here. Well, keep looking if you want. I'll watch. Just remember, the higher you climb, the greater fall, and the zenith of the disorder goes deep inside, indeed. You stare up at the light. It seems so far. Can you dare hope to reach it again? You want my help, huh? You must be desperate if you think a shadow can help you. Time does not pass while controlling Whisper, but you only have a few turns of action shown by the shadow stamina bar, blue bar, and Whisper. Once those turns run out, control will pass back to your character. If Whisper hits an enemy, you will drain stamina from them. If an enemy is out of stamina, Whisper will pass shadow stamina to them. Shadow stamina makes the enemy take longer to recover from being knocked out. It makes them easier to throw long distances. If Whisper rests in place, nearby enemies will be pulled in closer. Whisper can move through walls, but not through lit tiles. You can end Whisper's control early by pressing the switch key. Default tab. Down he goes. Whoops, spacing, you know. It's not that great basically having space for both your like weight and like your stuff. But well. Let's see here. Let's get attack damage. I suppose I don't have to attack him, right? So if I can find the exit. Not sure I really understand the flow mechanics that much. What time of year is it out there? I wonder. Or what year even? Who knows, these things don't matter anymore. They may as well not exist. I guess he can wait too. I'll note the music reminds me a lot of Tome. Makes me wonder if it's the same composer. Alright, let's see here. Why are you smiling so? Is there some more I cannot see? I must admit I'm jealous of those feelings, but your smile, it's a welcome sight down here. Send you flying. Drag you. Send you up. It's rougher up here. The guards have let violent gangs take over. I think they like the extra suffering it causes. These weren't always violent thugs though. Many came here as rebels, revolutionaries locked up for resisting tyrant. But this place ate away at them till just the core of hatred remained. Even a noble will fall here, one way or the other. Gang leader? Both commanding and careful, this cloaked figure moves with malevolent grace. It waves you up, waiting for the perfect time to strike. A tough enemy that will wait until you are surrounded before attacking. Gang bruiser. Whoops. So clicking by the way will move you multiple squares. A bulky figure bearing a bloody cup, it lumbers about looking for its next victim. A tough enemy that moves slowly but pushes you back when hitting you, so it's a pusher. Okay. Oh cool, a shot can actually see multiple people. Alright, try again. So you have to watch out for clicking because it appears there and didn't like put any like, you know, emergency problems with like, you know, there's multiple enemies around you and such. Okay, there we go. I guess I really have to use the QWE whatever keys. Alright, there's the light source. There's probably no reason for me to fight these guys unless I really have to, so... Attack damage. This way out. There we go. More attack damage. There's the gang member. This kind of figure stalks the shadows, watching carefully for weakness, for mistakes, is ready to pounce on as soon as you look like prey. It will approach, waiting for you to surround it before attacking. Down he goes. So Shell gets his stamina back pretty fast. You know, I almost feel like this would have been a better game if like, you could actually see which way the directions were going. So you could go like, you know, QWA and like, you know, have like, you know, W being going up here, Q going that way, A going wherever. Let's get some speed. You're trying so hard to hold on to yourself. Can't you see it will also slip away in the end? Everyone outside has forgotten you. At some point, you'll even hurt yourself. There he goes. Alright, I don't know why I basically keep getting these LUA errors there, Darren, but They're becoming a bit of an issue for me. Again, fool, don't you ever learn? You feel compelled to watch what we're feeling. I'll give this more attempt, but I assume if I get hit by an LUA, or that'll be basically it for me. Get her gone. Get some more brawn, maybe. Let's stop screwing around ourselves. Let's get going. This is not the right way to go. You know, I feel this would be a really good game to actually also see like your stats as well. Okay, this level, and there's the LUA error coming in for me. Alright, well, there'd be issues with the game. It is a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like, there's an issue with, the LUA script basically there. That's just holding it back from me really getting any further. But there's, a good presentation of, what a decent game basically looks like with 7DRL. I'll probably jump into the next one, show it off as well. Why are you not deleting? There we go. Take care, all.